There is one huge reason why 97% of entrepreneurs stay broke, and I'm going to show you how to fix it fast. Hi, my name is Craig Ballantyne. I'm the host of Early to Rise Radio, and if you're watching on YouTube, you see my shirt and it says Success Loves Speed. Now, taking a long time to make decisions is one of the many reasons that entrepreneurs stay broke, but it is not the main reason. And I have a collection of photos up here of very successful entrepreneurs. You have Bedros Keuilian and Marion, who have each built over $100 million empires in the supplement and coaching space. Then you have our mastermind group, where they have gotten off of lonely entrepreneur island and come together around other like-minded, ambitious people. And this is a game changer. And then you have my longtime clients, Peter Urina, who comes all the way from Croatia to America for our events, and Vince Del Monte, who came to my first event in 2007. So I've been hosting business events, getting entrepreneurs off lonely entrepreneur island for nearly 20 years. And I have helped so many entrepreneurs over that time scale their businesses and help them from stop being broke. In fact, we have taken over 250 broke entrepreneurs and helped them build 7-figure businesses. And I want you to be the next, which is why I made this video, because there's a lot of middle class habits keeping you broke, including pessimism, including watching TV, getting drunk, being inconsistent, having small thinking. And coming from a small town in Canada, I was around relatives and friends who all had small thinking. You know, most of my friends when I was in college, their whole shtick was, I'm going to become a teacher so I can have summers off. And a lot of them now are in very stuck financial places because that's not a really great long-term plan. Sounds like a great idea to someone who's 21 years old, but that small thinking holds people back. That is middle-class thinking, and it has held them back, along with negative self-talk and toxic relationships. But wait, there's a couple that are actually even more detrimental than those middle-class habits. And one is being cheap, one is blaming others instead of taking personal responsibility. And then the big one, which is doing it all yourself. And that is why entrepreneurs stay broke, is because they do it all themselves. Now, the solutions to this include gratitude and big thinking and better leadership and setting your ego aside, raising your hand and asking for help, like I did nearly 20 years ago. The first coach I hired was in 2006. In fact, I hired him in 2005, but we didn't start coaching until 2006. But that was the first time I got off Lonely Entrepreneur Island. And I started going to events with my friend Ryan Lee and then Yannick Silver. And that's when I joined my first mastermind group. And that's when my business took a hockey stick exponential growth. And I was able to quit being a personal trainer and doing stuff that I didn't want, because I was once that broke, struggling, socially anxious, binge drinking, introverted personal trainer. And I didn't want to be any of those things. And today, I'm not. So super excited to share this with you. I want you to write this quote down. It is what one of my mentors, Bill Glazer, called a writer downer. If you want to do great things, you have to do fewer things. If you want to do great things, you have to do fewer things. And that includes doing a lot fewer good things. Too many people in this world are letting doing the pursuit of good get in the way of the great. You're reading a book a week, but you're never writing the book that is in your heart, in your mind, that will catapult your business to the next level, because you're too busy reading a book a week, which is a good thing, but it's getting in the way of the great. You're doing 2 workouts a day, which is, I wouldn't say it's a good thing, but you're exercising a lot, which is kind of sort of a good thing, but it's stopping you from putting that level 10 effort into your business and growing and scaling. So we want to make sure we're not letting the good get in the way of the great. But if you're doing it all yourself and you're doing too many things, you're going to end up stuck and struggling. One person who absolutely loves this quote is my friend Sharran Srivatsaa, who is the new president of acquisition.com. He's partnered up with Layla and Alex Hormozy. Sharran is a big deal. He's already built $2 billion businesses in the real estate space, and now he's going off into another industry to build his $3 billion business. And Sharran, I steal a quote from him in this photo. Here's me and my 2 girls. Our son was not born yet when this photo was taken, about a year ago, actually, at Nizuc Resort near Cancun, one of our favorite places in Cancun. And Sharran has a quote that says, "You're not overwhelmed. You're overcommitted to things that don't matter." And when you're doing it all of yourself, that is absolutely positively true. So 97% of entrepreneurs, the reason why you're stuck and struggling, you're struggling, as I say, is that you are all over the place. And you're too busy putting out fires, juggling all the plates, juggling all the balls, spinning all the plates, wearing all the hats, whatever cliche you want to use. It's because you're reactive. You wake up in the morning and instead of staying out of your inbox and working on a non-urgent but important project, which is writing your book, writing a sales letter, that's going to make you money later. No, you open up your email and you're putting out fires from the minute that you get up. And that is a reactive way of living. And that's going to hold you back. And that's not going to allow you to achieve your big goals and dreams in life. So we reverse engineer things and we use this filter. This is one of my most famous quotes. It says, your values and vision must drive every decision. Your values and vision must drive every decision. If you want to be making $1 million a year and living on Chestnut Street in a 4,000 square foot home with a pool in the backyard, overlooking the lake or overlooking the mountain range like we would have here in Vancouver, then that vision must drive every daily decision, which includes not checking your email first thing in the morning. Because if you're checking your email first thing in the morning, it's moving you away from your values and vision because you're not spending time on the big money movers. You're not analyzing the real estate deal. You're not writing the chapter for the book that's going to catapult your business. You're not writing the sales letter, or writing the ads, or writing the YouTube videos that are going to give you a huge following. No, instead you're answering emails about giving a refund or why the air conditioning isn't working. And that's just going to hold you back. But that is why 97% of entrepreneurs stay broke. So let's talk about fixing this today. The first exercise that you need to do, because what we're going to do here today, how we fix this, is getting all of the junk off of your plate so that you open up time, so that you're not working in the $10 an hour tasks, you're working in the $1,000 an hour tasks. You're not working in the busy work, you're working in your zone of genius or unique ability. So I believe unique ability is Dan Sullivan and zone of genius is Gay Hendricks. Those are the two men who came up with those terms. I want to give credit where credit is due. And this first exercise we're going to do is from one of my mentors named Vern Harnish, who wrote the book Scaling Up. And Vern teaches the love-loathe exercise. It's a very simple exercise. You just need a piece of paper, you split it down the middle, and you write down love on one side, and then you list the things in your business, the high value activities that you love doing. What is it that you love doing that brings a lot of money into the business? For me, it's writing. It's mentoring A players. I just finished a 90-minute role play with our new A player salesperson. They're going to make a ton of money in my business. And by them making a ton of money in my business, I'm going to make a ton of money in my business. Our coaching team is going to make more money because they're going to have more coaching clients. And our clients are going to get amazing results because we're going to have more people to work with. And I love doing that because that is an exponential growth activity instead of me trying to figure out, oh man, the air conditioning is out, or, oh yeah, somebody didn't get the Zoom link. I got to go and send no, that's not my job. So I love writing. I love mentoring A players, and I love calls with my top clients. I have a client right now whose business just at $100 million run rate. He's a fintech business. So he has this app. It uses AI. It's in the credit space. It's absolutely awesome. It does wonders for people who have very bad financial habits. It is a game changer business. It's invested in by Silicon Valley billionaires. They truly believe this thing is going to be $1 billion business. Man, I get so jazzed up. It's like the highlight of my every other week. On Friday, I get a call with this guy. Man. And we dig deep and we help him scale his business. I love that stuff. Love it, love it, love it. Now, on the other side of the page is my loathe list, the things that I do not like doing in the business. And it is my job to get rid of these things from my schedule. So I loathe meetings. I'm now down to about 2 hours of meetings per week spread through 2 45-minute meetings and 2 15-minute meetings. Still too much, in my opinion, for me. And fortunately, I have an amazing director of coaching named Daniel Woodrum, who's taking over a lot of the meetings for me. And that's my job: automate, delegate, and eliminate, to mentor A players so that they take stuff over. And as Steve Jobs once said when he was alive, he said, we don't hire great people to tell them what to do. We hire great people so they tell us what to do. And that is your job in your business when you're mentoring A players. So I also loathe filming videos. And guess what? We now make AI videos. I still have to film a few videos, but I don't have to film as many as I used to. And now we're cranking out AI videos for our Facebook ads. Super happy about that. And I don't love explaining myself repeatedly. So that's why I don't like doing the repeatable things in my business. And I don't coach a lot of beginner clients. We have a lot of people at different levels that come into our business. And I'm not going to go and teach somebody about magic time 100 times in a week. I would not like that. That's one of the things I hate about being a personal trainer. Explaining a lunge to somebody, 10 people a day, all day long. I just was not jamming on that. I wanted to design the programs and give people results, but I didn't want to sit there and explain an exercise to somebody 10 times a day. So that was one of the reasons I got out of it. And I want you to understand something. Right now, you might be golden handcuffed in your business. You might feel like that. And it's because you haven't built the systems inside your business to remove yourself from the things you don't like. But you probably haven't even listed all the things you don't like, so you don't have total clarity on it. But once you do this exercise, this is huge. Because now it's very clear about what you love doing and what you don't like doing. And those don't like doing things drag you down. They just suck your energy out. And they stop you from spending time in $1,000 an hour tasks, where you are energized by writing sales letters or filming videos or whatever it is that you love. You need to get more time to do that because that's how your business scales. So the next question is, how will you remove the loathe things from your list so that you're only doing the things you love? Well, here's what you're going to do. You're going to hold a team meeting and you're going to go to the meeting with your loathe list, and you're not going to say to them, please do not say to them, I hate doing those things. Well, will anybody here do these things? Because that's like, I really hate it when people throw tomatoes at me. Does any sucker want to come up here and stand here while people throw No, nobody's going to volunteer for that. But if you go in, this is what you're going to do. If you go in and you say, hey team, I need your help. I'm not very good at something in the business and it's holding us back. And because it's holding us back, you're not able to do more of the things that you love. So let me explain the first thing. I'm not very good at running meetings. And because I don't run a great meeting, there's not enough clarity in the business. Does anybody here want to take on the responsibility of running the meeting? X meeting, Y meeting, ABC meeting, whatever it is. Does anybody here want to take on the responsibility of running a great meeting? Who loves doing this? And someone will go, I do. A few people will probably say, I do. And then it's your job to figure out who is the best person to do that. And then you go to the next thing that's on your loathe list. I don't love filming videos. Is anybody here? Is there a way that we can get me out of the videos? Like, it needs to be my face. How the heck can we get these videos? And then our team goes, hey, we can make AI videos. Oh, you can? Great. I'll give you a little script. You create the AI videos. Sound good? Yes. Awesome. And you just work through all the things that you don't want. Now, some of them will be easy to get rid of. Some of them will be still there, and maybe you'll have to outsource things. And this will also give you a good opportunity to say, you know what, some of these things just don't need to be done. I just don't need to film as many videos, or I don't need to be studying this, or I don't need to, we just don't need to be doing this type of marketing. It's not effective. I don't like doing it. Maybe that's why it's not effective. Let's just cut it. And so you cut some of the fluff. So the love-loathe exercise. Thank you, Vern Harnish, for sharing this. I recommend everybody gets this book, Scaling Up. But you do this. You do the love, you delegate the loathe, you automate it, and you eliminate it. And that is a game changer. If I stopped here, I will have changed your life with this video, because that is how you free up your time to go from $10 an hour tasks to $1,000 an hour task and put more joy in your life. But wait, there's more. So the next thing we need to do is make sure that you're putting a level 10 effort into your level 10 problem. Most entrepreneurs are doing everything, and they're doing it all themselves because they're doing things that don't matter. And I ask you to ruthlessly do some self-reflection and look at your schedule. Look at your calendar that looks like a unicorn ate a box of Fruit Loops and a bag of Skittles and then vomited it and put it in a rainbow and blended it up, right? It's like yellow, red, blue, green, like all these little slices of 15 to 30 minutes. There's no white space on your calendar because you're doing stuff that doesn't matter, or doing stuff that's somebody else's job, or you're doing stuff in such a poor job of time blocking and time batching that you're so inefficient. And you're doing all these things that don't matter. They're like a level 2 problem, and you're putting a level 10 effort into it. For example, I see this all the time. Business owner comes to me, they're struggling with sales and marketing. And they say, you know what, revenue's not what it is, but I'm gonna go and start a YouTube channel. I'm like, what? That doesn't make sense. Like right now, your sales conversion is 5%. Your number one thing that you need to be doing is role playing with your sales team. You need to be hiring better salespeople. You need to be working on your script, but you want to go and start a YouTube channel, which is like a level 1 problem in your life. And you want to go and put all your effort into a level 1 problem. And why do people do this? Why do people add another activity to their list? Why do they avoid the hard work and do the things that give them positive dopamine hit in 5 minutes? Because they get a positive dopamine hit in 5 minutes, right? Like anybody can go and make a YouTube video. I forget how many millions of videos are added to YouTube every day. So anybody can do it. And then when you do it, it's like, I started a channel, put up my first video, got 10 likes. I feel so good about myself. But did you fix the sales problem? No. Did you have a difficult conversation with the sales team member who's underperforming? No. Did you work on the script? No. So your level 10 problem becomes a level 11 problem over time, and it breaks the business, and you have to go and get a job because you started a YouTube channel. You put a level 10 effort in your level 1 problem. So what I want you to do is list the level 10 problem in your business. What's the level 10 problem in your business? Be specific, not just sales, not just revenue, but what specifically? Our sales conversion is 5% on cold traffic from YouTube. Okay, great. That's a very specific problem, and it's measurable, so we know when we've improved it. Next, write down on a scale of 1 to 10, what level of effort are you putting into your level 10 problem? And it doesn't matter if you put a 9, that means there's still room for improvement. But most people, honestly, you're probably putting a level 3 or 4 effort into your level 10 problem. And that's why nothing's happening in your business. That's why you're not scaling and growing, and that's why you're stressed and struggling. So the next question, a bit of a curveball here, who can help you? It's not how can you go and figure out all this yourself, but who can help you? What coach, what mentor, what guru, what expert, what team can you hire? Who out there already has the answer that can be plugged in? If you have no experience running YouTube ads and you're running the YouTube ads, you need to go and hire a YouTube media buyer. That would be huge. If you have no experience in putting together a sales script, you need to go out there and hire someone who can put together a sales script. If you are not good at sales calls and you're doing your sales calls and your conversion rate is low and you can't handle objections, you need to go hire Joe Marcoux, M-A-R-C-O-U-X, Joe Marcoux. We send all of our sales team to Joe to help handle objections so that we can sell higher ticket coaching. It's an absolute game changer. So I don't have to figure it all out and train all my team members. There's somebody else. There's a who can do it. And then finally, if you're putting a level 3 effort into your level 10 problem, write down everything that would make it look like you're putting a level 10 effort into your level 10 problem. So if your level 10 problem is sales conversion, it would be, doing 3 times more role plays, having twice as many sales meetings, spending 10 hours improving your script, hiring Joe Marcoux, hiring maybe Jeremy Lee Minor to improve your sales script, refilming all of your ads and improving the ad copy so you get better qualified people, going back and doing an audit, $1 million offer audit on what you're selling. Like those 7 things will, you're probably not doing any of them. That will take you to probably a level 9 out of 10 on putting a level 10 effort into your sales conversion problem. So that's what you have to do. So list your biggest problem or opportunity in life. It could be, you can do this for your personal life as well as your business, but I should have just focused on business stuff here. So in your business, it's financial status, it's your personal brand, it's scaling, it's JV partnerships or developments, it's your sales team, it's your marketing team, it's your Facebook ad costs, what's the level 10 problem? And then identify the level of effort you're giving to solving this problem, and then list everything it would look like to put a level 10 effort into solving this, and write down who can help you. When you do that, it will be a game changer. For example, I did this recently for our sales call conversion problem, which we had in January of this year. And I was putting a level 4 effort into it because I was also launching my book at the same time, and that distracted me. I couldn't do both. I put a level 10 effort into launching my book. Now I'm done with that. I can put a level 10 effort into the sales stuff. Who can help me? Joe Marcoux, Ken London, my friend Laith Masserway from assistantly.com, who can go and help us find sales team members. My friend Ian Stanley, who's a copywriter. My friend Mike Buentempo, who can look at our Facebook ads, and Jeremy Lee Minor, who can improve our sales script. Those are all people who can help me and accelerate the success profile. What does a level 10 effort look like in our business? Hiring 2 new full-time salespeople, and I just hired the last one, and 1 more setter. Me doing more sales calls and role plays to dive deep into what's the problem, and I've been doing that. Tim, our copywriter, to get more involvement in our sales team review. I could call all the leads and all the leads that don't show up. I could connect with all the leads on social media. I'm doing that. I could test other ads and a higher quality VSL. I could test the VSL with different wording and stronger disqualifications so that we get higher quality people on the calls. And I could hire Jeremy Lee Minor for a sales script review and hire Joe as well for the objection handling. So that's what it looks like to put a level 10 effort into a problem. So identify the level 10 problem as specifically as possible. Rate your level of effort. Ask who can help and shortcut your way to getting results faster. And then identify everything that would look like a level 10 effort into this level 10 problem. So now you're thinking, oh man, how am I going to find time to do this? You don't find time. You do not find time. You can only make time for what matters. And so you make time in your business for what matters and you stop doing everything else. So remember, the reason why 97% of entrepreneurs stay broke is because they're doing everything themselves, including the $10 an hour tasks, which stop them from doing the $1,000 an hour tasks. So go through our 10 fewer hours exercise, also known as the Billionaire Time Matrix from the Perfect Week Formula book. If you don't have the Perfect Week Formula book, go to craigballantyne.com/free books and download that. And in that, you'll find this little matrix and you answer the question, what do you hate doing? What are you doing in your business that you hate doing, you loathe doing? And when you get rid of that, you'll have some hours saved. What should you stop doing that no one else should do in your business? What should you eliminate? For me, it was always small podcasts. I do book launches all the time. And once in a while, I'll get on a podcast with somebody who has 50 listeners. Well, that's a dumb use of my time. I'd love to do everybody's podcast, but I can't do an hour-long podcast that reaches 50 people when I could do 3 YouTube videos in an hour that reach 30,000 people. You got to be smart about your time. So there's things that I should stop doing and you should stop doing. Next, what is not your job? What are you doing in your business that is not your job because it's below your pay grade or because you have somebody else hired to do it? I was doing video uploads. I was doing sales calls. It's not my job. And then what are your distractions? Be brutally honest. What are you wasting your time on every day? Whether it's Netflix, whether it's porn, whether it's alcohol, whether it's social media, gossip, then you need to eliminate that from your life because those are toxic temptations that are going to drag you down. Next, the question is, if money were no object, how would you fix these problems? And in most cases, everybody thinks that I need a lot of money so that I can have more time. In most cases, you don't. You need to rearrange your schedule. You need to stop doing things that are a waste of time. You need to do time blocking and batching, and you need to use something like the Opal app so that you're not on your phone scrolling on social media when you should be working. Those are all free things to do. So it's not a money thing holding you back from having more time. What will this give you more time to do? Well, when I created this worksheet that we're going through right now, my dog had just died. So in 2018, I created this worksheet. And Bally the dog, my chocolate lab, had just died 3 months prior. And I just, I filled the time that I usually spent outside with him, I filled it with more work. And my butt started to hurt. I remember one day thinking, man, my butt hurts. I sit so much. And I was like, it's time to get another dog. But I didn't have any time to get a dog because I was working so much. And, like Labrador retrievers need like 2 or 3 hours a day outside when they're puppies. So I needed to make 3 hours a week. And I came up with this worksheet. So it would give me more time to walk my dog, but also do high-level meetings and film and learn. And then finally, whenever you're faced with any problem, a very important question to ask is, what is the first step that you can take to fix it? Because that gives you momentum and motivation. And so I had a meeting with Linda to fix my schedule and a meeting with Ashen to start doing my video uploads. And the next thing you knew, I had all this time that I could go out and buy a dog and spend 2 to 3 hours walking around Toronto, where I lived, with my dog. And then eventually I met Michelle, and I did this exercise again to create more time for her. And then I did this exercise again when we started having kids. And again, I just continually do the love load exercise, then this billionaire time matrix. And now the business is scaling and I'm working about 30 to 35 hours a week because I'm only doing what I love. As I mentioned before, the Opal app is an amazing app for your phone. You can set it to block you from social media so that during your focused work blocks, you are not distracted. And you need those things. And then once you've done all the exercises today, what the entrepreneur needs is to fill out our 90-day professional blueprint. You start with a 90-day outcome goal in the top left. This is a numbers-based goal. And then underneath that, you put in 3 process goals, which are action steps fully within your control. So I filled this out for our book launch that we did earlier this year. We wanted to sell 5,000 copies of our book. We almost made it. And then outside the 90-day, we just got an order for 3,000 copies because we started selling the international rights. And so we got 3,000 copies sold to Russia. So it's going to be in Russian very soon, which is awesome. So we did the 90-day outcome goal of 5,000 books, but I don't fully control how many books I sell. I only control the action steps underneath it. So we did process goal number 1, 200 outbound messages per day for bulk orders and affiliates. Process goal number 2, design the free plus shipping book funnel and the ads. Process goal number 3, do a 7-day email launch to our list. Then the immediate to do. This is the first step to fixing this problem. It's the one that's going to give you the momentum and motivation. I can message 10 affiliates and friends who might do bulk buys of the book, and then so on and so forth. So you have your 90-day outcome goal. So if you want to fix your sales conversion, it's take sales conversion from 5% to 20% in 90 days. Process goal number 1, improve the script. Work with Jeremy Lee Minor to improve the script. Process goal number 2, hire Joe Marcoux to do weekly objection handling with all our team members. And then process goal number 3 is to do 2 hours of role play with my sales team every day. Great. Awesome. If you follow that plan, you are going to crush it. You are definitely going to improve your results. And so look at whatever your biggest problem is in your business and build a 90-day plan to crush it in the next 90 days. And then get yourself a coach. You need a coach to hold you accountable to this. Carrie Oberbrunner was my book launch coach, and he held me to this plan. We do coaching in our business. We work with entrepreneurs from financial services to construction to gym owners to real estate agents to real estate investors to tech people, the fintech people, as I mentioned before. And we help people scale their business. We give them the accountability. We give them the blueprint to follow through on putting a level 10 effort into their level 10 problem. And stop doing this stuff, because if you want to do great things, you have to do fewer things. And your values and vision must drive every decision. And so if your values and vision for your life are to create financial freedom for your family and give your family time freedom so you can take vacations every year, then that must drive every decision, which includes hiring a coach. If you want to be successful and you have no coach, then you are misaligned in your actions and your goals. And that's what's causing you anxiety. And that's why you're struggling. So identify what matters, stop doing what doesn't, and increase your effort on what does. The last thing I'll say is get off Lonely Entrepreneur Island. Here's a message in our school community I was having with somebody who just reserved a coaching spot. And they said, when you get in a funk, it's hard to get out. It is if you live on Lonely Entrepreneur Island. It's very tough if you are the only entrepreneur you know in your family, in your friend circle, in your community. If you are not spending time with entrepreneurs every day, you are on Lonely Entrepreneur Island. And it doesn't matter if you went to Date with Destiny with Tony Robbins or you went to one of our events. After you leave, everything starts to degrade, your energy, your motivation, your action taking, unless you stay plugged into your tribe. And our clients stay plugged into our tribe through calls weekly, calls with their coach, accountability emails, accountability texts. They're always plugged into the group of entrepreneurs. They're in the WhatsApp group with our team and our coaching clients, sharing wins, asking for help, staying plugged in, never going back to Lonely Entrepreneur Island, because that's where your dreams get dragged down by other people. So if you're on Lonely Entrepreneur Island right now, that's just another reason why people stay broke as business owners. And I can't let that happen. So stop doing everything yourself. Start using our systems to automate, delegate, and eliminate. Start building the systems that will set you financially and time free so that you can have the success that you deserve. The best way to find your tribe is to come to one of our events. Our next event is September 18th to 19th in Vancouver, and then January 8th to 9th in Scottsdale. If you want to attend either one of those events, just drop the word Vancouver or Scottsdale down below, and we'll send you details. Now, this is only for successful entrepreneurs who want to scale to the next level. If you just have an idea, it's not for you. I'm sorry. If you're just doing $1,000 a month, it's not for you. Side hustles, not for you. It's for entrepreneurs who are doing close to 7 figures or above and who want to be tapped into a tribe of like-minded, ambitious, positive people. If you're one of those other people who are just getting started on the side hustle, we have the school community for you, and you can drop the word school underneath and we'll give you the link to get started. This is our coaching team. It's Daniel Woodrum in the 11 out of 10 hat. That's Galel Fajardo. Beside him, that's Shannon Logan, and that's Coach Gavin McHale. They all have their specialty superpowers. Galel is AI and marketing. Daniel is leadership. Shannon is systems. And Coach Gavin is our millionaire mindset mentor. So when you're ready for coaching, this is one of the amazing team members that you're going to work with. We can't wait to help you get off Lonely Entrepreneur Island, because the way to get rich is to find your tribe and stay plugged in and stop doing it all yourself. My name is Craig Ballantyne. I'm the host of Early to Rise Radio. Success loves speed, and I can't wait to see you at our next Unstoppable Mastermind event. If you want to come to Vancouver, drop the word Vancouver down below. If you want to come to Scottsdale, drop the word Scottsdale down below. Like, subscribe, and share this one, and we'll talk to you very soon.